In the skies above, America's most ambitious fighter jet program is facing a crisis that's becoming impossible to ignore. The F-35, once hailed as the future of air warfare, is now spiraling into what could be the most expensive failure in military history. $1.7 trillion. Let that sink in. That's the total cost American taxpayers are expected to pay for the F-35 program. To put this astronomical number in perspective, that's more than the GDP of Australia, more than the combined net worth of the world's top 10 billionaires, and enough to fund NASA for the next 80 years. But here's what Lockheed Martin, the aerospace giant behind this program, doesn't want you to know. The F-35 is failing. Not just struggling, but fundamentally failing to deliver on its promises. Recent government reports reveal a fighter jet that's more than a decade behind schedule and an astounding $183 billion over its original cost estimates. The story of the F-35's troubles isn't just about money. It's about a pattern of problems, delays, and technical failures that have been consistently downplayed or hidden from public view. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most troubled military programs in American history, using official government audit reports to show you exactly why the F-35 is becoming America's trillion-dollar tragedy. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the shocking truth about why this supposed air superiority fighter is leaving America's air defense vulnerable, and how taxpayers are footing an ever-growing bill for a jet that's still not fully combat-ready. Hit that subscribe button now to join us as we expose the full story behind America's most expensive military failure. When the F-35 program was first unveiled to the American public, Lockheed Martin painted a picture of an affordable, next-generation fighter jet that would revolutionize air warfare. The initial cost estimates seemed ambitious but manageable. Fast forward to today, and those early promises have evaporated into what government watchdogs are calling a financial black hole. Let's break down these staggering numbers to understand just how far off those initial estimates were. The original program cost was projected at roughly $200 billion. Today, according to the latest Government Accountability Office reports, the program has exceeded that estimate by an astronomical $183 billion. That's not just a slight miscalculation. It's nearly double the original budget. To put this in perspective, this cost overrun alone could have funded the entire U.S. Navy shipbuilding program for 3 years. But what's even more alarming is how these costs continue to spiral upward with seemingly no end in sight. Since 2019, just the last few years, the program has tacked on an additional $13.4 billion in procurement costs. This isn't ancient history we're talking about. This is happening right now, today, as taxpayer dollars continue to pour into a program that consistently fails to meet its financial targets. The reasons behind these escalating costs reveal a troubling pattern. The Department of Defense has been forced to spread out aircraft purchases and add years to its delivery schedule, effectively increasing the cost per unit. It's a vicious cycle. Delays lead to increased costs, which lead to reduced orders, which in turn drive up per unit costs even further. This is exactly the kind of death spiral that military procurement officials fear most. What makes this situation even more concerning is how these cost increases are being managed and reported. The GAO has found that the program's cost reporting mechanisms don't fully explain the reasons for cost growth. In other words, the true extent of the financial crisis might be even worse than what's being reported. When you dig into the numbers, you find that even basic maintenance costs are skyrocketing. The program is now facing an additional $38 billion in maintenance costs just to deal with engine wear issues, a problem that wasn't supposed to exist in the first place. Looking at the production line, we see more troubling signs. Despite producing over 125 aircraft per year, the program still hasn't completed the testing required to demonstrate that the F-35 is ready for full manufacturing rates. This means we're mass-producing aircraft that haven't been fully proven, potentially leading to costly retrofits down the line. The latest development in this financial saga is equally concerning. The Pentagon has begun withholding $5 million per jet from Lockheed Martin due to ongoing technical issues. While this might seem like a tough stance, it's a drop in the bucket compared to the overall cost per aircraft.
roughly $82.5 million for the basic F-35A variant, and over $100 million for the more specialized B and C variants. What's particularly frustrating about this cost crisis is how it contradicts every promise of efficiency and cost control that was made when the program began. The F-35 was supposed to save money by combining 3 different aircraft programs into one. Instead, it's become a cautionary tale of how military procurement can go wrong, with costs that continue to climb year after year, despite repeated assurances that the situation is under control. Behind the F-35's mounting costs lies an even more concerning reality: critical performance issues that threaten the very capability of this advanced fighter jet. At the heart of these problems is a fundamental flaw in the aircraft's thermal management system, a critical component that's failing to perform its basic function. The F-35's sophisticated electronics and combat systems generate an enormous amount of heat during operation. The thermal management system, designed to cool these vital components, is now proving to be severely inadequate. According to recent GAO reports, the cooling system is so overtaxed that it's forcing the engine to operate well beyond its design parameters. This isn't just a minor technical glitch, it's a fundamental design flaw that's creating a cascade of serious problems. When an engine operates beyond its design limits, it experiences accelerated wear and tear. In the case of the F-35, this premature aging of engine components has created an astronomical $38 billion in additional maintenance costs. This figure represents more than just money. It's a direct reflection of reduced operational capability and increased downtime for maintenance. Every hour spent in maintenance is an hour the aircraft can't spend defending American interests. The impact on combat readiness is particularly severe. Military commanders require their aircraft to maintain specific readiness rates. The percentage of time an aircraft is available for missions. The F-35's engine issues are making it increasingly difficult to meet these crucial benchmarks. When the cooling system fails to manage heat effectively, pilots must operate under restricted conditions, limiting the aircraft's performance in combat scenarios. These performance issues extend beyond just the engine and cooling systems. The F-35's combat effectiveness testing has revealed concerning limitations in beyond visual range engagements, precisely the type of combat scenario the aircraft was primarily designed to dominate. The aircraft's sensor fusion and target tracking capabilities, touted as revolutionary features, aren't meeting their initial specifications. This means the F-35 might struggle in modern air combat scenarios against advanced adversaries. The Autonomic Logistics Information System, ALIS, the F-35's maintenance and mission planning system, has also proven problematic. This system, meant to streamline maintenance and reduce downtime, has instead become a source of delays and complications. The system required significant redesign work, further impacting the aircraft's availability and operational effectiveness. Making matters worse, cybersecurity testing has uncovered vulnerabilities that required additional modifications. In modern warfare, where cyber threats are as real as physical ones, these security concerns impact both the aircraft's operational systems and its support infrastructure. Each discovered vulnerability necessitates new patches and updates, adding to the complexity of maintaining the fleet. The GAO's findings paint a picture of an aircraft that's struggling to meet its basic performance requirements. The combination of engine stress, cooling system inadequacies, and electronic system vulnerabilities creates a perfect storm of reliability issues. These problems aren't just theoretical. They're affecting the F-35's ability to perform its intended role as America's premier fighter aircraft. The harsh reality is that these performance issues are forcing the military to make difficult choices. They must either operate the aircraft with reduced capabilities, potentially putting pilots at risk, or accept increased maintenance costs and reduced availability. Neither option aligns with the original promise of a superior fighter jet that would maintain American air superiority well into the 21st century. Beneath the surface of the F-35's visible problems lies a deeper crisis that few outside the program fully understand: the troubled Block 4 modernization program. This massive upgrade effort, intended to keep the F-35 competitive against emerging threats, has become a stark example of how the program's true challenges are being obscured from public and congressional scrutiny. The Block 4 modernization program was originally presented as a straightforward upgrade path for the F-35's capabilities. However, recent GAO investigations have uncovered a disturbing reality. The program's costs have ballooned to $16.5 billion, representing an increase of more than $1 billion since the last official report. This isn't just a matter of unexpected expenses, it's a pattern of systematic underestimation and incomplete disclosure. What makes this situation particularly troubling is how these cost increases are being reported to Congress. The Department of Defense's reports on Block 4 cost growth deliberately blur the lines between different types of expenses. They fail to distinguish between higher-than-expected costs for previously planned capabilities and new costs from adding additional features. This accounting approach makes it nearly impossible for congressional oversight committees to understand the true nature of the cost increases or make informed decisions about program funding. The modernization program's transparency issues extend beyond just financial reporting. The development schedule for crucial technology updates continues to slip, yet these delays are often buried in complex technical documentation. When the GAO attempted to track these delays, they discovered that important capability upgrades were being pushed back without clear explanations. This lack of transparency means that neither Congress nor the public can fully understand whether the F-35 will be able to meet future combat requirements. The situation becomes even more concerning when examining the program's approach to engine modernization. The F-35 Program Office plans to manage this multi-billion-dollar engine upgrade effort under the existing program structure, which is scheduled to transition to sustainment soon. This administrative sleight of hand would significantly limit congressional oversight of what amounts to a major new development program. The GAO has explicitly warned that this approach could lead to reduced accountability and potentially hide future cost growth. Making matters worse, the program has failed to fully define the requirements for future cooling needs, a critical oversight given the existing thermal management problems. Without clearly established requirements, there's no way to accurately assess whether proposed solutions will actually solve the aircraft's problems or just add more costs to an already over-budget program. This pattern of obscured reporting and limited oversight has real consequences. When program officials can't or won't provide clear explanations for cost increases and technical challenges, it becomes impossible to make informed decisions about the F-35's future. The GAO has specifically called out this lack of transparency, recommending that Congress consider directing the F-35 program to manage the engine modernization as a separate program, a recommendation that the Department of Defense has notably refused to accept. These hidden problems represent more than just administrative concerns. They point to a systematic effort to minimize the appearance of program troubles, potentially preventing necessary corrective actions from being taken. Without clear visibility into these issues, Congress cannot effectively fulfill its oversight role, and taxpayers cannot understand how their money is being spent. The Block 4 modernization has become a prime example of how the F-35 program's challenges are being managed through obscurity rather than transparency, raising serious questions about the program's future accountability and effectiveness. The most recent chapter in the F-35's troubled history reveals how past problems are creating new crises. In a significant move that sent shockwaves through the defense industry, the Pentagon has implemented an unprecedented financial penalty system for F-35 deliveries, withholding $5 million from each aircraft's payment until critical upgrades are completed. This withholding decision stems from ongoing issues with the Technology Refresh 3 (TR-3) upgrade, a crucial modernization effort that promises enhanced displays, improved computer memory, and increased processing power. These aren't just luxury add-ons, they're essential capabilities that the F-35 needs to perform its basic mission. The TR-3 upgrade has fallen so far behind schedule that it forced a complete pause in F-35 deliveries, creating a backlog of aircraft that now sits idle, waiting for crucial technology updates. The financial implications of this situation are staggering. Lockheed Martin, which relies on the F-35 program for 27% of its total sales, now faces a significant impact on its profit margins. The company's ambitious delivery plans, around 100 aircraft to the US this year and more than 150 in 2025, have been thrown into disarray. The company's own statements reveal that it will take between 12 and 18 months just to deliver the dozens of F-35s currently parked due to the delivery pause. The TR-3 upgrade delays expose a deeper problem within the program's management structure. Despite the critical nature of these technology improvements, the program has struggled to integrate and test these new systems effectively. This isn't just a matter of software updates, it's a fundamental overhaul of the F-35's core computing systems, and the challenges have proven far more complex than initially anticipated. When examining the cost implications, the numbers become even more concerning. The F-35A variant, the most basic version, costs an average of $82.5 million per aircraft for deliveries scheduled through 2025. The more specialized B and C variants, designed for marine and naval operations, command even higher prices at $109 million and $102.1 million respectively. The $5 million withholding per aircraft might seem small in comparison, but it represents a significant portion of Lockheed's profit margin on each jet. The ripple effects of these delays extend beyond just Lockheed Martin. The entire F-35 supply chain, comprising hundreds of companies across multiple countries, faces disruption. Production schedules carefully calibrated over years are now in disarray, and the cost of storing and maintaining incomplete aircraft continues to mount. More importantly, military units waiting for these aircraft must continue operating aging equipment, potentially affecting their combat readiness and training programs. These latest developments underscore a fundamental truth about the F-35 program. Despite years of development and billions in investment, the program continues to struggle with basic delivery and capability requirements. The Pentagon's decision to withhold payments represents a rare acknowledgement of these persistent problems, marking a significant shift in how the government manages its largest weapons procurement program. The F-35 saga represents more than just a troubled military program. It's become a stark warning about the future of American air power and military procurement. What started as an ambitious plan to revolutionize air warfare has evolved into a cautionary tale of cost overruns, technical failures, and systemic issues that continue to compound. From its staggering $1.7 trillion lifetime cost to the recent $183 billion budget overrun, the numbers tell a story of financial mismanagement that will burden American taxpayers for generations. The program's technical challenges, from failing cooling systems to delayed upgrades, raise serious questions about whether the F-35 can ever fully deliver on its promises of air superiority. The Pentagon's unprecedented step of withholding payments and the ongoing modernization crisis suggest these problems are far from resolved. As potential adversaries continue to advance their own military capabilities, the stakes couldn't be higher. The question isn't just whether the F-35 can overcome its current challenges, but whether America can afford to wait while these issues are sorted out. With each passing year, each new problem, and each cost increase, the future of this advanced fighter jet becomes more uncertain. Perhaps the most concerning aspect is how many of these issues have been obscured from public view, hidden behind complex reporting mechanisms and unclear cost structures. It's a reminder that transparency and accountability must be at the forefront of military procurement, especially when billions of taxpayer dollars are at stake. The F-35 story isn't over, but its troubled history raises a crucial question. In the race for air superiority, can America afford to keep betting on a program with such fundamental flaws? If you found this deep dive into one of America's most controversial military programs enlightening, make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to stay informed about similar investigations into the stories that impact our national security and tax dollars. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments what you think about the F-35's future.